Have you ever wondered how long it would take for your money to double without you lifting a finger? In today's AS video, I will show you a simple rule used by professional investors for centuries that explains exactly how fast your wealth can grow. You see how compound interest truly works, why most people misunderstand it, and how to apply the famous Rule of 72 to your own life. By the end, you will know how to estimate almost instantly how long it takes to double your money depending on the investment you choose. Not long ago, I was talking with a friend who was convinced you can really build wealth through investing. He said even with a 10% return it would take 10 years just to double your money. That's too slow. But here's the mistake he was thinking: in simple interest, not compound interest. With simple interest. Yes, $1,000 growing at 10% would give you $100 a year, and after 10 years, you'd end up with $2,000. Sounds straightforward, but it's not how the real world works. In reality, interest is compounded. That means in year 2, you don't just earn 10% on your initial $1,000, you earn it on $1,100. In year 3, you earn on $1,210. And so on. That small difference creates an exponential curve. After 10 years at 10% compound interest, you don't have $2,000, you have about $2,593. That is almost 30% more money than simple interest would give you. This is why Albert Einstein supposedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it. Those who don't pay it. To really drive this home, let me ask you something. Would you rather take $100,000 in cash today, or start with a single penny that doubles every day for 30 days? Most people quickly grab the $100,000. After all, a penny sounds ridiculous, but watch what happens. Day 1, 1 cent. Day 5.16 cents. Day 10, $5.12. Day 20, over $5,000. Day 25, more than $167,000. Day 30, over $5 million. That is the shocking power of compounding. Of course, no investment in the real world doubles every day, but the lesson is clear. The longer you let your money compound, the more explosive the growth becomes. So how do you figure out how long it takes to double your money in real life? Where the rule of 72 comes in here. How it works. Take the number 72 and divide it by your annual rate of return. The result is the approximate number of years it will take to double your money. For example, at 10% annual growth, 72 divided by 10 equals 7.2 years. At 8% annual growth, which is close to the historical S&P 500, average 72 divided by 8 equals 9 years. At 6%, which is long-term, U.S. Treasury Bonds, 72 divided by 6 equals 12 years. At 12%, a strong stock portfolio, 72 divided by 12 equals 6 years. Quick pause if you are finding this valuable so far. Imagine what happens when you actually apply this to your own investments. Take a moment, subscribe to the channel, and keep following along. We are just getting into the good part. Now, let us see how this plays out with some real examples from the American market. U.S. Treasury Bonds long-term average yield around 4 to 6% in recent decades. That means your money doubles roughly every 12 to 18 years. Safe, predictable, but slow, S&P 500 stocks historically returned about 8 to 10% annually. Using the rule of 72, your money doubles every 7 to 9 years. Nasdaq 100 tech-heavy stocks over the last 20 years averaged closer to 12 to 13% annually. That 8SA doubling every 5 to 6 years. REITs. Real estate investment trusts historically around 8 to 9% returns. Expect a doubling about every 8 to 9 years plus the benefit of income. Along the way, gold over the last 50 years, gold has averaged around 7 to 8%. That, roughly a 9 to 10 year doubling time. Bitcoin, this one is extreme. Over the past decade, Bitcoin's average annual return has been astronomical, well over 100% at times. Of course, that comes with massive volatility. It was possible to double in less than a year or lose half your value just as fast. The rule of 72 shows the potential, but not the risk. The rule of 72 isn't T about predicting the future, it's G about understanding the relationship between time rate of return and growth. If you are aiming for financial freedom, this is crucial. Let's say you have $50,000 invested. At 6% in 12 years it is $100,000. At 10% in 7 years it is $100,000. At 12% in 6 years it is $100,000. The difference might not seem huge in the short term, but stretch that over 30 or 40 years, and the gap becomes massive. That's why wealthy people obsess over small differences in return rates, because time magnifies everything. Here is the takeaway. Don, T. Underestimate the effect of compounding. Use the rule of 72 to get quick insights into your financial decisions. Be realistic. Higher returns often come with higher risk. Match your investments to your goals. Money for retirement can handle volatility. Money for a house down payment in 2 years cannot. Wealth doesn't come from one lucky investment. It comes from time, plus discipline, plus compounding. Now it's your turn. Think about this: if your money is sitting in a savings account earning less than 1%, it could take over 70 years to double. But with smart investing, you can shrink that timeline dramatically. So here's my question for you. What would you rather have: guaranteed slow growth or faster compounding with a little more risk? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you found this video valuable, make sure to like it and share it with someone who still thinks saving pennies in a bank account is the best strategy. Because remember, it is not about working harder, it is about making your money work harder for you.